Hey everybody, Josh Sigurdson, World Alternative Media here, and ladies and gentlemen, first they came for the journalists, and we don't know what happened next, and that precise thing is happening right now. We are witnessing the biggest attack on free information in modern history, and we are joined today, of course, by our friend Dan Dix of Press for Truth, who just woke up today to find his YouTube channel terminated, deleted, gone. Without warning. And we're going to get into that. But first, make sure to check those links below because this is coming to a place near you soon. Everyone on YouTube that has anything decent to say at all will be gone, unfortunately, very soon. And we've been predicting this for a long time, and it's coming to fruition. We're watching so many people's channels get wiped out, their livelihood wiped out. So make sure to check those links below and join us on the alternatives, as we've been trying to get people on these alternatives for a while, because once we're gone, we can't tell you guys where to go. Anyway, Dan, thanks for joining us under these terrible circumstances. Of course, I was heavily influenced by Press for Truth to get into independent media in the first place. I've been watching you on YouTube since 2006, and to see this day, we all knew it was coming, but to watch your channel get deleted from YouTube, it's just, it's devastating, especially for the person who's putting all that hard work into it. So Dan, first, can you tell us what happened? You've been putting out some pretty hard-hitting, controversial content lately, and YouTube just hit you. Can you explain what you woke up to today?
Josh, what I woke up to today was 14 years of my blood, sweat, and tears, my hard work, my hard efforts to build the channel Press for Truth into what it has become today. I woke up to see that it has all been stripped from me, all been taken away within the blink of an eye. I did not get any kind of warning. I got no sort of emails about this. It was just all of a sudden, you're done, Dan. They decided it's time to go ahead and pull the plug, flip the switch, something we've been warning people about for quite a few years now. So it looks like they just went ahead and did it. And look, Josh, we're in the middle of a massive purge right now. It's happening incrementally. I mean, they just got Stefan Molyneux and Max Egan, and there's other YouTubers who are going to be falling soon as well. So I think they're really scrambling now to silence the voices that are having an effect on that platform, and they're trying to turn YouTube into ThemTube, trying to turn it into the TV of today while they wipe all of our voices out. Now, they're not wiping our voices out. We're just going to be speaking elsewhere now. But that's what I see this as, Josh, and it was completely blindsided. I didn't expect to wake up to that today.
Yeah, and of course, we'll go into it more later, but you can find Dan as well as myself on Lbry and BitChute and Minds and Flote and all of the main alternatives that I think everyone needs to be going to as soon as possible. This could be a blessing in disguise long term, but right now it definitely hurts to see this happen to so many people. And there's never been a more concerted attack on free information, and it's never been more important to have that free information right now at our fingertips, because we are facing the biggest uprising of tyranny that I think anyone can ever say in their lifetime happened. I mean, it's a global thing. It's not just, Hitler and what happened in parts of Europe and around the world. That was really bad. Obviously, Stalin, Mao, really bad. Lots of people died, much more than what we're seeing right now. But that was a very nationalistic issue, where this is far more global, and we're witnessing everywhere you go in the world, people are facing the biggest infringements of their basic humanity, really, that we've ever really quite seen. So having voices like Dan's is crucial in this moment. And like you mentioned, Dan, we're seeing people get wiped out. We saw Alex Jones go years ago now. We saw Max Egan, Stefan Molyneux. Lots of people are getting taken down. And, we talked last December, Dan, about how they would use a broad brush. I mean, they changed their terms of service, and they basically said, we can, with our own, belief system or whatever we think is right, we can just wipe out channels and delete people without notice. And we knew it was going to happen eventually. I mean, what do you think this says about YouTube generally?
Well, generally, I think YouTube is shooting itself in the foot. I mean, a lot of people are seeing this for what it is, blatant censorship. And I hope that such a move is going to backfire on them in the sense that people will start to massively migrate onto these other platforms, and maybe even hold some sort of boycotting campaign, like something I know you've been talking about lately that we can get into November 5th, I think it is. Yeah. These are the kinds of things that are important moving forward with how to deal with this censorship, because we're striking a nerve, Josh. We're saying things that go against the status quo. And my last video that I had the privilege of putting on YouTube was talking about the global child sex trafficking ring. I outlined the Pizzagate psyop, the Wayfair psyop. I talked about it all, saying that these things are very real. There's psyops involved within them, but there's very real aspects to them as well. Very rich and powerful, wealthy, influential, famous people are involved in these global sex child trafficking rings. And within hours, less than a day after putting that video up, boom, it's deleted like that. Now, I don't know if that's necessarily the one that sent it over the edge or the one that really caused them to flip the switch. But at any rate, it is still available on my BitChute account. So if people want to see that video that may have been the cause to why my channel was terminated, but be sure to subscribe to me on Lbry, and like Josh said, bitchute.com/pressfortruth as well.
Yeah, and I mean, man, you didn't have community guideline strikes. You didn't have copyright strikes. All of us have been hit by, warnings over copyright issues before, but not actual strikes. I mean, what justification did you get an email, anything that just said any details of why they did it?
Nothing at all. No email. I contacted YouTube on Twitter, and they actually responded. They responded on Twitter saying, "We're sorry to hear about this, that your channel was suspended due to a violation of the community guideline strike. We're just a few tweets away if you have any other questions." So I said, okay, well, first of all, I wasn't suspended. It literally says permanently deleted or permanently disbanded, deactivated, disabled. Yeah, permanently disabled is what it actually says, not suspended. And no, I had 0 guideline strikes and no community guideline strikes, no copyright strikes. My account was in what they call good standing. So I had not violated the terms of service. Now, as you said, they were already starting to prep us with this idea of borderline content, that, yeah, you're not necessarily violating our terms of service, but it's on the borderline of doing it. So they may have just made themselves the ambassadors of political thought and opinion by selectively choosing to remove my voice from their channel when I haven't violated any of the terms.
Do we really want to have some moron in Silicon Valley deciding what people can or cannot see or hear? I mean, this is like the old saying, out of sight, out of mind. I mean, they're really just covering up any alternative viewpoints that they don't support, that the establishment doesn't support. And I mean, it started years ago when they kind of reeled us all in. They gave us monetization. Things looked like we could gain great success off of YouTube. They pull us in, and then we kind of, unfortunately, and I think this goes for all of us, we knew that it wasn't going to last forever, but we did get pulled into it, and we did fall for it to some extent. And then they come in and they demonetized you over a year ago, and they thought, well, maybe if we demonetize them, now that they're dependent on us, they will just give up. It's monetary terrorism. They're enforcing ideology via fear, that fear being losing all your money. Well, you just kept putting out content. I got demonetized. We Are Change got demonetized. A lot of channels got demonetized. We kept putting out content. So at this point, they're like, all right, let's just delete them, and then any remaining independent medias out there, maybe they'll be too scared to talk about whatever that channel talked about, and they completely suppress information this way. So moving forward, Dan, it's a crazy time for everyone, literally in the world. I think I can say that 100% every single person in the world is dealing with one of the strangest times of their life. And with this suppression of information, there's alternatives that people have to go to. As you mentioned, November 5th, I'm putting forward a campaign. Remember the 5th of November. Everyone will remember it because it's the 5th of November. And by November 5th, I want to see all independent medias to leave YouTube and only post trailers to get people to go to those other places, Flote, BitChute, Lbry, if we're even still around at that point. And I think it's really important that we start moving people away from those places. Now, Dan cannot do that anymore. So if you know someone that watches Dan's videos, if you watch Dan's videos and you weren't aware of him getting taken down, because a lot of people will not be and will just suddenly he'll disappear from their feed, please let people know, spread the word, and go follow him on these other platforms. Dan, talk a bit about these other platforms that you're on, like Flote, BitChute, and Lbry.
Sure. Some of the ones that I'm focusing on today, and obviously going to put a lot of effort into moving forward with promoting is BitChute, Lbry, Flote, Minds. Those four right off the top are going to be some of my go-to ones. I will be uploading videos daily to those sites. So bitchute.com/pressfortruth, lbry.tv/pressfortruth, flote.app/dandixpft, and minds.com/pressfortruth is where I'm going to be going. I'm on other platforms as well, which I will be using as well. But for now, let's focus on those four, namely the three, Flote, BitChute, and Lbry, is where I want to hopefully regain that audience that I once had. You know, well over 250,000 people, 270,000 people who used to count on my daily content. I'm really hoping will find their way over to these other platforms, and that's the focus moving forward. So if you're not on there yet, please check the link in the description here. Hopefully Josh will have them, my BitChute, my Minds, my Flote, and my Lbry. And be sure to subscribe to me there, guys, because I'm not going to let this slow me down. You know, I'm not going to sit here and just be like, oh man, I've just been taken out. No. I got a fire under my belly now. I'm ready to really hammer it to them. So get ready for some hard-hitting PFT video reports coming to those platforms very soon, Josh.
Yeah, keep in mind, everyone, that we all started our YouTube channels with nobody watching them, just out of passion for spreading the truth and spreading the ideas of freedom and trying to wake up the public. And, you know, them taking you down from YouTube, there's all these other platforms, and obviously I know you're going to stick to it and get more passionate than ever. This is the end game, though, my friends. This is the end game. It's never been more important to support free information online, whether that's Press for Truth, World Alternative Media, We Are Change. It's at the point where if we don't do anything, we are basically just allowing a lot of information to go down with the ship, and we will never be able to access it again. I mean, we look on YouTube, all you find is Fox News, CNN, CBC, CTV. It's just all mainstream garbage that they want you to think. They think so lowly of you. They think so lowly of you that they're nannying you and telling you what you can or cannot understand or see or comprehend. Information, you must only be told what information to believe, not actually have any alternatives or ways to kind of play ideas against each other. It's all this information or nothing, and we need to break free from that. And luckily, decentralized internet and blockchain technology and all sorts of stuff are really changing the game for this, but we need the support over there before it works. The convenience of YouTube is gone. It's not convenient anymore, so why stay on YouTube? If you're watching this on YouTube, I urge you, go watch it on BitChute, support it on Lbry, find it on flote.app. It's never been more important. We cannot win this. We will go down with the ship if you do not do something now, and that means go to these other platforms. It's not a difficult thing to do, and honestly, these platforms will improve by your using those platforms. The more usership, the more people invest in these platforms. The more people invest in these platforms, the more work can be done on them to make them the new replacement for YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and all these other entities that we hope for. So anyway, I really appreciate you talking with us today, Dan. This is insane, and everyone watching, please go follow Dan on the alternatives. We've already run out of time. I've often been saying we're running out of time. No, we're out of time now. It's the end for YouTube. So we need you guys to go over there. Any final words as we close this off, Dan?
Yeah, make sure you subscribe to me on those other ones, and stay tuned. I'm going to have more coming soon. I do need your financial support as well. I've been cut off from GoFundMe. There's been a financial attack coming on me now as well. And I used to be able to mention, the call for donations in YouTube videos. And when I would do that, a few would come in. Well, I don't have that opportunity anymore. That revenue stream is essentially gone. So I'm going to need people's help moving forward. And that can be done in many ways. pressfortruth.ca/donate. You can find out how you can contribute Bitcoins or find me on Patreon or Subscribestar or the Patreon alternative. But now is the crucial time more than ever to support those in the field of independent alternative media, because this is an incremental purge. They're coming for Josh next, and we gotta continue to prepare for this moving forward.
Yeah, I have a hard time believing I'll be around for November 5th on YouTube, but nonetheless, like I said, by November 5th, I urge other independent creators in general, comment on their videos, tell them about the WAM campaign for November 5th to leave YouTube, and hope to get as many people on board as possible, because we need the influencers to go onto these other places so that we get the audience on those other places, and then we get fluctuation of viewership on these other places, and then we can wake up the masses the way we kind of used to be able to do on YouTube. The financial support is very important, as always, and obviously none of us do this for the money. If we did it for the money, we'd do something very different than what we're doing, because this isn't exactly how you make big money. But this is something that we're all passionate about, and we want to spread the truth. We want to spread the ideas of freedom. Our channel here at WAM will be gone off of YouTube very shortly, so make sure to join us on the other alternatives as well. And this is go time. This is when we get pumped up and start working harder than ever. So I appreciate you going into this with us, Dan, and everyone check those links below. Until next time, this is Josh Sigurdson with Dan Dix, signing out from World Alternative Media. Find the truth, be the change. My friends, it is go time. We are completely demonetized on YouTube, and we depend on the viewer to stay alive and spread the message of freedom and truth. So check those links below. GoFundMe, Patreon, Subscribestar, anything you guys could do to help keep independent media alive helps enormously in helping spread this message to the masses. So make sure to check those links. Donate to our Bitcoin address on the screen or below. We really appreciate anything you could do to keep us alive. You could check those links below for CoinTree as well, where you can find other cryptocurrencies that you can donate and keep WAM alive. Find us on flote.app, flote.app, as well as BitChute and Lbry and Minds. We're on all the other platforms. We are leaving YouTube soon, so make sure to find us at those sites, because it's the only way we can keep talking to you, the masses, the great people that actually care about the future of free humanity. Also, join our new newsletter at www.iamband.com. Anything helps at this point, guys. We need to support free information online. This is the most difficult time in our history, and it takes a lot of hard work to keep our message alive in the face of great evils that have taken over the propaganda news on television as well as on YouTube, where YouTube decides what you can or cannot see. We need your help, my friends. So I really appreciate anything you guys can do. Check those links. There's many ways you can help. Until next time, though, thanks, everyone. This is Josh Sigurdson signing out from World Alternative Media. Find the truth, be the change.
I'm sure you have already changed people's minds in your young age because you're involved, and I like that.